So you have been hacked, and right now a lot of thoughts are going on your head at the moment. You are having so many different thoughts. One, you're asking yourself why were you targeted? You're asking yourself what you did wrong. You're asking yourself how you can actually prevent this from happening to you again, or how you can actually be able to recover your account. These are all the things that you are probably thinking. Now, the truth of the matter is that it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Everybody is going to get hacked one day, either today, tomorrow, next year. You're going to have your account compromised. It's going to happen to you. It's going to happen to me. It's going to happen to everybody. There's nothing you're going to do to prevent it, except if you decide to yank yourself off the internet, decide to yank yourself off online. But provided you are online, provided you are using internet services, provided you are inputting your password, you are definitely going to be hacked. You cannot stop that. But there are things that you can do to actually make it more difficult for people to target you, and also make it easy for you to recover in case it happens. So these are the things I will be discussing today. These are the things I'll be talking about and trying to shed more light on them. So before we proceed, if you need a website, call this number showing on your screen and we can be able to give you a quotation on any kind of website that you want to build. You prepare for hacking before you are hacked. This is how it goes. You have to set up your account to the point whereby even though they hack you today, within 24 hours you can be able to recover. It's not when it has happened that you start trying to set up your account. At that time it's already too late. You have to set up your account to the point whereby no matter what happens, you can easily be able to recover fast. So what are the ways of setting the account up? So depending on the account you are using, the first thing you have to make sure is that you are not a single user account. So anything you are using, any account you are using, make sure you have other people that are also admin on it. That is your Facebook account, your Twitter, your Instagram, all the accounts that you're using. Always make sure that someone else is also have their own unique login details, so that even though you are logged off from the account, you can always have someone else that can be able to help you log back in. For your website, always create other admins, probably one or two person that you trust, or that are even external from your company, someone that you know that you can always bank on, that you trust. So the person can always be able to recover the account for you in case anything happens. So make sure you are not a single user account. You are not the only person that is using the account. There is a client of ours that we worked for, and he added us as an admin, and after we finished working, he removed us. Normally, most of our clients that we have worked for will always keep us on the account, but he removed us. And after 2 to 3 years after, he had to call us and was telling us that someone hacked into the account and literally removed him. Like, the person was able to get access to his account and removed him because he was not tech literate. He didn't understand what was going on, and by the time he called us, it was already 6 months late. So the person had already removed him from the account before he even noticed what was happening, and he already have a lot of followers on the account. So make sure you have somebody. It can be your spouse, it can be your child, it can be anybody. Let the person have access to the account as well as you. Don't be a single user account. So the next one is a no-brainer. Use strong password. A survey that was had, and you find out that mostly people are using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a lot of rubbish password to secure their prized accounts. So you find out that people don't want to think about this hard password because they know that they can easily forget it. So you have people using weak password, using their name, using their date of birth, and stuff like that to secure the account. So a simple social engineering, asking you what is the name of your pet when you were young, that can easily make it easy for anybody to guess your password. So don't use an easy password. Make sure your password contains, always make sure your password contains characters and letters, and also contains symbols. So you can use hashtag on it, you can use at it. And to make it more secure, you have to also make sure that your password is not an English language. So forget about using an English language for your password. Use your native tongue, use your native language. You can use a name that nobody can actually guess from your village. It makes it add like hashtag and other letters and alphabets to it. You find that it becomes harder for someone to be able to log in. Now, here is how to create a strong password. Inside your mind, have a mental picture of a place. So, like, I don't know if it's going to be easy, but that's how I go about creating my password. For example, it can be a street that you always pass. So, you know each houses, you assign a password to it. So, you assign, okay, this account is Facebook, this account is Twitter, this account is it. Then you assign numbers, passwords to them, so that once you have a mental picture of it, you can easily remember each password based on the houses that you already that you already see on a daily basis. So it's actually quite easy when you organize your password like that. It can be your village setting, it can be from your school, it can be anything, but have a mental picture of how you store your password in your brain so that it can be easy for you to recollect. That is that. So on talking about strong password, I must also talk about don't reuse your password. It's easy to reuse password. Like you can literally just use aka 51251 and put it everywhere. Your website, your login details for your account, your login details for your Facebook, Twitter, Instagram is easy. So you can just copy and paste. So what that does is that once someone can guess that password, the person can easily guess other password. So steadily they are hacking into accounts that you are creating. They're hacking into accounts that you have created in the past. So when they hack into those accounts, they have access to the email address and the login details that comes with that. So what they just need to do is to use that email address and start test running it on other platforms. And it's easy. They will have access to it, and you will see that you will start losing your account one after the other. So don't reuse your password. At the worst case, just add extra 2 or 3 characters to make it different, to make it unique. Do you understand? So it's not like you make this one 001, 002. No, there's still a tray. Don't leave a tray. Don't make it easy. You understand? Use a unique password so that it can be harder for someone to just quickly get this and put it here, and he or she is good to go. Don't use your date of birth. Don't use anything that is a common word. Don't use your name. Don't use the birthday of your children. Don't use your children's name. Just remove those ones. Use your village name, the local dialects that you have that a hacker can not easily guess. Do you understand? So that will make it harder for someone to have easy access to that. Next is two-factor authentication. Using a two-factor authentication make it harder for you to log in. Then it make it more harder for a hacker to log in. So every account you have that you can assign a two-factor authentication on, do that. What it does is that if you're trying to log in, it will ask you to insert a code. It is best if you're using Google authentication, so that even though you don't have access to your phone, or someone steal your phone and all that, you can easily lock up your Google from anywhere. But if someone steals your phone, you can easily get OTP on the SIM card before you even have access to calling your network provider to lock it. They have already done what they want to do. So if there's opportunity for you to use Google two-factor authentication or other similar service, then do it. so that anytime you're trying to log in, they have to send you a code. With that code, you have to now impute. The code is 30 seconds and it disappears. It cannot work again. So it keeps changing. So anytime you are trying to log in, it asks you for the code. So by the time a hacker comes in, he wants to log in, ask them for a code, they will forget about it, delete your account. They know that this person, there's no need worrying themselves. Now, like I said initially, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. You're just going to make it difficult. Anybody that has the intention of hacking you will definitely hack you. You're just going to make it more difficult for you to be hacked, and you're going to make it. You know that if you keep your doors open, thief will come. If you keep your door closed, thief will still come. More thief will come if you keep your door open than they will come if you keep the door closed. Do you understand? So that is how it goes. So use a two-factor authentication to lock up your account and make sure that anytime you are about to log in, it will ask you insert the 2FA, and you do that before you can be able to have access to the account. Okay, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this before we move forward. Most people in an office setting, they don't usually lock up their account, their laptop as they are stepping out. So this is an issue which if companies don't address, it might be a very big integrity issue for the company. If you are stepping out from your desk, even if you're just stepping out, you're going to the toilet or anywhere, always lock up your system. If you're using a Windows, it's as simple as pressing Windows L and your system is locked and it requires you to insert password. Why is this important for you to do so? In case anybody wants to quickly move into your account and change some things, it's going to be difficult for the person to do, except if the person can have the password to enter your account. But always make sure that you lock up your work system before you step out. There's a case of somebody in a bank. He had a quarrel with one of his colleagues and he stepped out to go and ease himself. The colleague went to his or her log computer and sent a resignation letter to the HR that she has resigned, that she's resigning, blah blah blah. That was it. It was later through CCTV that they were able to find out that she was not the one that sent the letter, but it's still an integrity issue. So make sure you lock up your system as you're stepping out. Always keep your system and softwares updated. There are updates that comes out every month or every 2 months. You might think, okay, I don't want to spend my data downloading those updates, but you are doing yourself a disservice in the long run. There are going to be patches of maybe the software provider find out that someone is able to log into this or able to explore this. They will patch it and they will send the updates. And if you don't update, you are still prone to someone hacking you. So always, anytime a new version is out, in fact, right now I want you to set your system to go automatic. Once there's a new update, let it update itself by itself. So make sure your website is updating itself. All the plugins, if you're using a framework, make sure that all the plugins are updated. Ask your developer if he's using the latest PHP. So if he's not using the latest PHP, the outdated one is not being supported, so you will have issues. Your database also that you are using, make sure that it's also the latest version. Everything that you're using has to be the latest version so that it will be harder for someone to log in. I understand there might be legacy softwares that you are using and it might not be easily for you to update, but let it be few and in between, and let it not be like your key usage. The ones that you use all the time, make sure that you are updating it all the time as new updates are coming in. Use antivirus and anti-malware softwares. This one is not even overstated. There are a lot of things that you as an individual cannot see. So all these antivirus, what they do is that they detect any virus that is trying to come up in contact with your system and they will block it. So always make sure that your antivirus and anti-malware systems are up to date. It will prevent you from clicking links that you're not supposed to click. It will prevent you from downloading software you're not supposed to download. And it will even prevent any software that wants to act on its own, act maliciously, from acting those things out. So always make sure that you have your antivirus. Most antivirus are free, so you can always download them and upgrade, and for less than $5 to $8 per month you can easily have access to the premium version. So make sure your antivirus is updated, and you have to also be cautious of emails. Let me tell you this story. A client of ours had an issue whereby someone was able to hack into their system, stayed in between. When a contractor sent them an invoice, the person deleted it and forwarded their own manufactured invoice to the client. The client was even about to pay when he just noticed a small discrepancy, and he placed a call to the contractor, and they told him that is not from them. So when you're expecting some payments and a hacker has actually taken hold of your account, they can easily either contact the people that are supposed to pay you and tell them, okay, use this social account, this social account is not working again, and they will say, okay, it's coming from the right channel. They will send it to you, and you will be still waiting for payment. Or if you are waiting to receive payment, they can actually do that, vice versa, and so on and so forth. So make sure that your email is protected. Like, make sure that you are always monitoring your emails, and make sure you don't just click anything that comes into the email. Sometimes you might get emails like that says, your inbox is almost full, click to and you will usually click the link. And when you click the link, it will ask you to log in. It will ask you to put in your login details, and you will do that. By the time you put it, they have collected your login details. That is it. They already have access to your email with that. So no matter any link that you are getting, telling you it's from webmail, from cPanel or anything, don't bother clicking. It's a webmail and cPanel cannot even send you emails. They only send email to your server host, so they don't have business with you. So it's your server host that will actually send you an email telling you that, okay, so it's getting full, that you should either upgrade. It doesn't come from cPanel or webmail, so don't even bother clicking on it. Now, if you get an email that you're suspicious of, there's easily how to know. Check the reply to. Sometimes they can spoof some emails, they can hack some emails. Then the reply to will be different from what is on the email that you feel that sent you that particular email. So always check the reply to. Who am I replying to? That is very important. Number 2, make sure that it's not Roman character. Sometimes there might be changes. Help might be different from help. So make sure that this is actually the same thing. And when in doubt, place a call to your server provider and ask them, did you send this email? Do you have access to a customer support center or even to your account officer that you can easily ask questions where that email is coming from? There are sometimes we get some emails that say, okay, Facebook, that we have been banned, and all that. And if we feel that, okay, this might be serious, we'll just contact our account officer on Facebook and say, okay, this is an email that we got, and she'll be able to explain this and that and this and that to us. So it's not like we just take it, okay, let's click this email and try it. No, we don't click. In fact, literally don't click any link. Stop clicking links. Any link that comes, don't click on it, except if it's an internal memo that you know, okay, who is coming from, and you're expecting that email. But stop clicking links from your emails. Don't just click any link. Then, while we're on that subject, try as much as possible, anytime you feel that someone is sending a spam message to you, to block the person, so you can cut off that access so that you don't make mistake and click on it and open it and infect your system. Educating your team on the effectiveness of cybersecurity is also very important. Like, if people don't know, they will act foolishly. Like, you don't blame them. You don't blame a child for touching hot water. So the same way you don't blame your team if they don't know. So you need to be able to educate people that are working with you. Educate them. Invite a cybersecurity expert to come and sit down with them and teach them the things they're supposed to know. And this is not just a one-off thing or saying, okay, I'll do this and I'll not do it again. This should be a continuous process. This should be something they should always have access to. Then once they are able to continue getting this education and re-education on new ways to prevent all this hacking and cracking of systems and getting hacked here and there, they will be able to prevent it from happening to your company. Now, this is very important. Listen to me. Make sure you back up everything. Make sure you back up. Your website should be backed up. If it's possible, you can do triple backup. Back up. Like back up your website, back up your email, back up everything. Everything you own should be backed up. Do you understand? Like, make sure your website is backed up, because one day you're going to have an issue. And when you have an issue, you have to be able to say, okay, yesterday this thing worked well. Let me return back to yesterday backed up that I've already saved. So if you don't back up, that is it. It's done. You understand? You have to start from the beginning. So make sure you always back up your files. You back up your files. So no matter what happens, you can always revert back to the ones that you have backed up. If it is possible for you to pay a developer to do an external backup, so it's not just you are backing up. You are backing up online, because mostly what we developers do is that we connect a backup system to it and it will back it up. So it's automated. So it might get to override what we have already backed up. But if it's possible for you to pay a developer to back it up, an external backup for you that you can keep on your own system. So if they are going down, when they finish going down, you can easily just put it back in. Do that, because it will pay you in the long run. Use HTTPS. Now, I know a lot of people might be asking, why will I spend more money buying an SSL certificate when I can easily I'm not collecting payment, I can easily just use my HTTP and do what I want to do. The problem with that is that your website will not be encrypted, so a hacker can just stay in between and transmit another thing to your client. So always use HTTPS, and don't go to any website that is not using that encryption. An SSL certificate is very, 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 very important. So always make sure that your website is not just locked, but forcefully locked. So forcefully locked means that even if someone type http and put your website name, it will forcefully revert the person to the HTTPS, so that the person will be encrypted. It will not just be the person bypassing the HTTPS, bypassing the encryption and the SSL certificate to visit your site. So you force it upon everybody. Make sure that you are using that. It's not going to cost you much, but it will actually save you a lot of money in the future. Every month or every week, depending on how much time you have in your hand, but make sure that this is regular. Always review your account. Make sure you go to the emails, read them one after the other. Make sure that there is nobody that was trying to log in and was not able to log in. There was no attempt to break into your account and the person was not successful. Always review each account that you own. So it can be as simple as just going and checking your emails, checking your messages, checking the recent transaction, checking the recent activity on the account. So it can help you to be able to determine if there was any foul play, and if there's a foul play, you can easily be able to solve it. And finally, always make sure you do your security audits. Your security audits will help you to find out the weaknesses on your accounts, each account that you have. This audit is done by an external body that is actually very, very skilled in this matter. They will come in, they will look at your account, they will look at your systems, and they will be able to determine if there's a loophole and how to close it up. So you're not just going to stay doing the same thing and thinking that, oh, you are safe and you are secured. So you are already being safe when those companies come in and do your audit for you.